Well, talking about mental health can be a challenge for anyone, but it seems that young men have the most difficulty opening up about it, and that's why the Kids Help Phone started up BroTalk. It's a support zone for teen guys. Aidan Scott, you helped develop it. Here to chat a little bit about the program. What is BroTalk?
BroTalk is an answer to a very alarming stat. In Kids Help Phone being around since the 80s, we've seen this massive dip where guys between like 13 to 18 just stop asking for help. And we also know that, young people are suicide, second leading cause of death. So when guys don't talk, we lose lives. And who knows the potential that is lost every day that happens. So we wanted to make a difference.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Kids Help Phone, maybe these 16, 17-year-olds don't feel that that's applicable to them anymore. So this is somewhere they can call in with counselors with heavy stuff they may be dealing with.
Absolutely. Well, the phone service is always there. BroTalk actually stepped a little bit and gave guys another option. So there's resources that they can access. They can go on and hear stories from somebody like myself who used to use the service and now, aged out of it and willing to say our stories. They can actually get real support right there on the app. And sometimes during the week, there's also chat functionality available so they can talk over the internet to counselors, which a lot of guys said, I'm a little bit more comfortable typing to a counselor first, and then maybe I'll call them after that, which was the case for me actually when I used the service. I used their online features first, and then I transitioned to, okay, I'm comfortable to talk to a counselor.
Can you tell us a bit about what it was like for you as a young teenager?
It was difficult. I got to grade 12 and I'd been building up for a decade. I went through childhood abuse. That's unimaginably, it's hard to explain in 4 minutes, but hard for sure. And I didn't talk about it. I put this mask on, and that's what my counselors and my teachers always said, you put on this persona that you were okay. And that's what guys were told to do. We're rocks, we're the island, we're the emotional support of everybody else.
You can't cry, for example, that's something,
Yeah, definitely don't cry. That was sarcasm. You can cry.
Cry. Yeah. It feels great.
And so in grade 12, it exploded, and I joke about it almost today, but I looked in the Boston Pizza box, and there was Kids Help Phone's number, and I was, sure, kidshelpphone.ca, let's check it out, and read some of the other guys' stories and saw that I wasn't the only guy going through abuse. I found the words to know how to ask for help, and I made my own post to Kids Help Phone, talked to a counselor like 48 hours later, like 24 hours. It was fast. Wow. They got back to me this massive response, giving me all the answers, as if they were never going to talk to me again, which they did a lot.
Right.
And they connected me back to my community. I got a counselor here. I got supports here. They have this massive database of connections. And they're professional counselors, so I didn't feel like they were just repeating back to me what I was saying. They were actually supporting me. They actually cared. They were probably the first adults in my life among some of my teachers who cared in a decade.
Right.
And that was huge.
Well, it's so great to hear success stories like yourself, and now to be able to go back and put your own a little bit of input in and start something like this as well. Let's talk a little bit about the funding and where it comes from. I have a mustache, or mustache. It will be there in a couple of weeks. What I love about it is Movember is a big supporter and one of the, if not the main funder of it. Is that right?
Huge, yes. Absolute principal funder of the project. Right. Very engaged from the beginning. In fact, Movember about 3 years ago decided that mental health was important to men's health overall. And Movember chose Kids Help Phone's BroTalk project as one of those first-year funded projects. And so we've been working with the guys for 3 years to get it right. But Movember's been there every step of the way. We're incredibly thankful for their support to make it happen, because it would not be possible without them.
We talked about this in the green room, but the volume of calls. Can you tell us, how many people are using this service? Because I think that will astound people.
Right. I mean, Kids Help Phone's been around for almost as many years as I've been alive. So late 80s, and every year, last time I saw the stats, which was a couple of years ago, like 1.1 million contacts a year between digital and over the phone, which is astronomical if you think about it. Like Kids Help Phone is absolutely vital to the maintenance of youth health across our country. And they don't actually get a lot of government funding. People think Kids Help Phone is just a government agency, but it's corporate and private donors that make it all possible, really. Walk for Kids Help Phone in the spring, Homes for the Holiday coming up here in Vancouver. all huge fundraisers that are incredibly vital to keep that service available.
Well, it's so neat to see, and it's something like you said. It's just something that's just always. I feel like it's always been there because also born in the '80s, and it's just the place that people go when they need the help. And as you said, there's nothing wrong with talking about it, and hopefully if young men and women can talk about things now, then hopefully they do that for the rest of their lives and don't try and self-medicate and do things they shouldn't be.
And you are a great example for that kind of a service. So thank you very much for sharing your story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here today, and glad to know my mustache is doing some good and not just creeping people out.
You're better than me.
It's amazing. If you want more information on BroTalk, you can check them out online at brotalk.ca. We're going to take a quick break.